Her heart was a compass, always pointing to freedom. She lived across continents, chasing dreams and defying rules. Yet one choice still lingers in the air like a half-told story. Why did this Hollywood legend, bold and untamed, never marry again? Stay with me as we unravel the life of a woman who danced through fame, love, and controversy on her own terms. A woman whose spirit refused to be caged. She came into the world in a small Virginia town, born in the spring of 1934, with a spark that seemed destined to burn bright. Her parents, a psychology professor and a drama teacher, filled their home with ideas, discipline, and a restless creativity that shaped her from the start. As a child, she moved often town to town, school to school, but instead of shrinking, she learned to make every new place her own. By high school, she was the girl breaking barriers, the only one swinging a bat on the boys' baseball team, earning the nickname Powerhouse. It wasn't just a name, it was a promise of the force she'd become. Her first love wasn't a person, it was the stage. At 3, her mother put her in ballet to strengthen weak ankles, but what began as therapy turned into a fire she couldn't contain. She wasn't the typical ballerina, too tall and unpolished for the delicate roles, often cast as the prince instead of the princess. One night, playing the fairy godmother in Cinderella, she broke her ankle backstage. Most would have stopped. She didn't. She laced up her shoes, danced through the pain, and collapsed only when the curtain fell. That grit, that refusal to quit, defined her. But ballet's rigid world couldn't hold her. She was too big, too bold, so she turned to a stage where she could shine without limits. Acting by set. She was chasing dreams in New York City, far from the quiet streets of Virginia. While her peers planned proms, she was auditioning, landing a spot in the chorus of a gritty theater tour. It was tough, unglamorous work, but it proved she could survive the city's sharp edges. After high school, she returned, heart set on Broadway. She danced in the ensemble of a musical romance, then got her big break when the lead actress went down with an injury. Stepping into the spotlight, she didn't just perform, she erupted. Her energy caught the eye of a comedian in the audience, who dragged a Paramount producer to see her. That night, her life changed. A contract was signed, and the small-town girl was Hollywood-bound. Her first film, a quirky Hitchcock comedy, introduced a new kind of star, sharp, unpredictable, and utterly herself. She won a Golden Globe for New Talent, and the industry took notice. Roles poured in a comedy with big names, a globe-trotting adventure that snagged an Oscar for Best Picture. By her mid-20s, she was sharing screens with legends, earning her first Oscar nomination for a raw, heartbreaking role opposite icons of the era. She wasn't just acting, she was rewriting what a leading lady could be. The cool crowd of Hollywood's golden age welcomed her, a rare woman in their inner circle, starring in their films and trading wit at their parties. But while they played, she built something enduring, a legacy of fear. SAALESSNESS. Her breakout came in a bittersweet comedy about love and betrayal, playing a woman torn between a toxic affair and a man who truly saw her. Critics called her performance shattering, earning her another Oscar nod. Off-screen, she was just as fierce. She once stormed into a newspaper office and decked a columnist for printing lies about her contract disputes. The headline screamed her name, but she didn't care. She sued a powerful producer and won, setting a precedent for actors to demand control over their careers. In an industry that expected women to smile and obey, she was a revolution, rewriting the rules with every bold step. If her story moves you, please share it. Let others feel the fire of a woman who refused to dim her light. There's so much more to her story, and it only gets wilder. Her personal life was as unconventional as her career. She married once, at 19, to a producer 12 years her senior, man who became her anchor, her friend, her partner in defying tradition. Their marriage, spanning nearly 3 decades, wasn't the fairy tale Hollywood sold. They lived apart, often oceans away, meeting when they could, always as equals. They chose an open relationship, a radical act in the 1950s, embracing honesty over convention. She loved freely, with co-stars, politicians, even prime ministers, each romance lasting just long enough to matter, never long enough to bind her. "Maybe I got bored after 3 years," she once laughed, but her husband remained her constant. Their bond built on trust, not possession. They had a daughter, raised mostly by her father abroad, and she never hid the unconventional setup. When the marriage ended in 1982, there was no drama, just a quiet agreement that it was time. Even after his death, she called him the love of her life, not because it was perfect, but because it was real. So why never marry again? For her, love wasn't about ownership or a ring. It was about freedom, connection, and staying true to herself. Her work, her art, her endless curiosity about the universe, these were her true companions. She once said, "The deepest relationship is the one we have with ourselves." And for her, that was enough. Her belief set her apart as much as her talent. She dove into questions most avoided: reincarnation, cosmic energy, the mysteries of existence. In one book, she mused about life's big what-ifs, but a single passage sparked a firestorm. She wondered if historical tragedies, like the Holocaust, could be tied to karmic cycles, a thought that outraged many. Critics called it reckless. She called it curiosity. She'd spoken of past lives in Atlantis, of suffering as a path to growth, even suggesting a scientist's illness freed his mind for brilliance. To her, life was a vast, mystical tapestry. To others, her ideas were too much, but she never apologized for asking the hard questions, for leaning into the unknown. Her fearlessness spilled onto film sets, where she clashed with giants. One feud, with a young actress in a mother-daughter drama, became legend. On screen, their chemistry was electric. Off-screen it was chaos. She, the polished veteran, favored precision. Her co-star thrived on raw chaos. Stories swirled, shouting matches, power plays, even a bizarre rehearsal prank that became Hollywood gossip. They both admitted that tension fueled their performances, earning her an Oscar and a story that still echoes. Another clash, with a brooding actor in a failed romantic drama, was just as fiery. He called her impossible. She fired back, hinting his sobriety struggles stoked the flames. Their film flopped, but the feud lived on, a testament to two titans too strong to bend. Her life wasn't just a career, it was a rebellion. From a Virginia girl with weak ankles to a Hollywood icon, she broke every mold. She won awards, redefined love, and faced controversy head-on, never backing down. Her marriage, her beliefs, her battles, they all spoke to a woman who lived free, who chose herself over society's rules. Why never marry again? Because she didn't need a vow to feel complete. Her heart, her art, her truth, they were enough. What's your favorite moment from her incredible life? Share it below, and if her story inspires you, like, subscribe, and pass it on. Let's keep her fire burning.